Hello, it's me again. It's raining. I was in the garden and now I'm on my front patio. One of the questions that people ask is why the roof? Well, as you can see behind me, I have a partial roof, right? So, look, every project is different. It all has to do with your particular taste, your style, your lifestyle. Every project has limits on budget. Why did I leave this section open? I guess I could say, because you can see the dome is exposed there, right? We get tremendous wind from this direction across the ocean during the Habagat season and when we have the worst of the typhoons. And this place has been tested. And I think, like Bruce Lee would talk about, be like water. Well, I'm thinking like wind. Be like wind. What would the wind do? Where would the wind go? And by having a roof, you could see it as like a wing, behind me. So the pitch of the roof comes into play, the lay of the land. Because here in the Philippines, and depending where you are, we get those occasional very powerful storms. This is not Bali. In Bali, they have those big lofted roofs, beautiful roofs. But here, and on the back side of my house, actually, I have a lofted roof off my back patio. And one of the cement posts has tilted from when the roof caught the wind, a lot like a sail. And it actually pulled the structure. That was before I had reinforced a rock wall around the post and put some steps in there. So it's not completely straight. That's what happens when you take forever to build a place, when you're working by yourself and on a limited budget. So why the roof? Well, you can see right now, I'm sitting outside the dome and it's raining outside. Why not the roof? The roof shades the dome from the sun. So you can see where the dome is exposed during the day from around 12 noon and then the rest of the afternoon, it can heat up on a sunny day. You can feel it with your hand. Now there are refractionary paints. It's like a powder that's added into the paint, and it's supposed to reflect 60 to 85% of the heat. So that would be great. I don't have that paint on my dome. The other thing is, there is more maintenance. Maybe every year in the tropics, you're going to get a little mildew that you're going to want to scrub off, and you might want to touch up the paint a little bit when the dome is exposed. So my garage, which is like a workshop, and I still haven't put a roof extension over the front entry, which is my plan from the beginning, to shed water away from the doors so I can have the doors open when I'm working inside on my paddle boards. I even have the roofing here. It's just one of those things. I can't catch up to myself. So this bamboo, I chose bamboo for the roof. Number one, budget. Now, steel is a great way to go. And iron oxide paint, before it's epoxy painted over, that will prevent rust from getting to the steel for many years. It's not the most attractive, and it's also 3 or 4 times more expensive. Well, maybe even more than that. My entire roof back in guess it was almost 2012, where I put this roof on this house. And it's a big roof. It took about 6 weeks with 6 men, and that included peeling the bamboo, just peeling the outer skin of the bamboo. These are not treated as is recommended, that they're treated with a borax or boron, or they soak them in the chemical for about a week. I put a sanding sealer on the bamboo, and, well, it's been quite a few years. It's doing well. The sanding sealer is sort of coming off out here on the patio area where it's gotten a lot of refractionary sun and moisture. So I could use, I need to do a little maintenance. But for the price, it was about $6,000 or $6,500 to do my entire roof. And that included the labor. So that was fantastic. It was more than 3 times that to do in steel. And then I used a different kind of roofing material called ondoline, which is from a recycled cellulose. It's flexible. It's a bit flexible. Feels kind of rubberized. But it does need to be painted about every 3 years, every 3 to 5 years. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise for me because I should have painted it earlier. I waited, and then I used the wrong paint, and that kind of washed off after a couple of years. And so anyway, I'm on my second time painting it properly. And then I could say more about the roof. I'm really just talking a lot about the roof. I have a steel bar. Let me see, where's my finger here? Up at the top rim, okay, of the roof, where the end of the roof is before the gutter. I have a flat steel, I guess you could call it a bar, plate, flat bar is what it's normally called. It's a 2-inch flat bar, and I think it's a 3/16 thickness, and I have that about 2 or 3 inches from the outer edge, and that's tied down to the bamboo. I have all the roofing material is actually tied to the bamboo with twisty ties. I didn't screw or nail into the bamboo. I poked a hole in the roofing, and I guess I could provide more details about that or at another time. But I had to devise my own way of attaching bamboo, because bamboo is what was in my budget. Using bamboo made a lot of sense. And the big fat bamboo is 6-year-old bamboo. And you can hear it. I have a video on choosing bamboo. If you look on my channel, Harvesting Bamboo, I believe it's called. And my kuya, who's also my neighbor, and my carpenter. Get away from me. They're so fidgety, annoying. Okay, go away. It's just it will never stop. Jeez. They're just there. But he knows a lot about bamboo. In the Philippines, we call it kawayan. And just by hitting the bamboo with the steel blade of the bolo, you can hear the sound, the kok-kok or kak-kak, like making a different pitch on the hardness and the thickness. And this will prevent insects from getting into the bamboo. You can hear my son in there playing with his mom. So let's see. About building domes. I'm already 10 minutes in here, and I want to make more videos about this, just so you know. And the next building project, of course, I will video. But I'm going to look into the archive of footage that I have, and I'll include some still photos here, okay? So building the dome is really fast. And, well, maybe I should say that I learned about building domes in the United States. I became certified to build the dome, so I had to pay for a course, which I was there for a week, and had to get a hotel room, and yeah, it wasn't the funnest things. So, and learning a lot of it was building with a lot of heavy equipment for sort of a different type of dome that involves polyurethane insulation. And what I'm building is, these are thin shell concrete domes with steel reinforcing. And what's so great about this method is there's an inflatable form that's attached to the cement foundation, the concrete slab of the floor, and it's inflated. Takes about 45 minutes to inflate. Takes a couple hours or so to attach to the foundation. It's not a fun job to do. And so I offer all the instruction necessary to any contractor that's going to be building these domes. Since I don't maintain a crew, so what I do is I show builders how to do it. I'm right there, and then I have the equipment. So I became certified so I could purchase the equipment. Then I had to import the equipment. And let me tell you, importing to the Philippines anything, especially if it's non-commercial stuff, if you're not a corporation, something, it's a nightmare. And it involves like basically bribes. I mean, I was even told by my agent, you're going to go into this office. You have the $10,000 on you. This is $200 roughly, or a little more, in my pocket, and I really didn't like it. This was when President Aquino had just come into office, and there were posters everywhere that said corruption equals poverty. And being an American, maybe some people are thinking that I'm, and I'm not like retirement age, they're thinking maybe I'm CIA. I think it worked to my advantage. I think I know it did. But I'm told to go into this office, and there was a senior agent or of the government this is in customs. And the door closes behind me, and he's like, "How are you?" Very serious guy behind his desk. And I was told to just give him the money. Just hand it to him. I just couldn't get my hand out of the pocket with the cash. Maybe this is where this video is going to go. I think I'm still limited to 15-minute videos. So if you want to learn more about the domes, I'll talk more about it, since a lot of people got introduced to my channel from Michael, the Canadian, his channel and interviewing me here. And so I'll definitely talk more about the domes, okay? I see I'm already at 14 minutes. Anyway, I didn't give the guy the money. I just didn't. And he just told me. He just put his hand. He said, "You keep that money." And because he was asking me, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I moved my family here. Like my whole life, everything is for the Philippines." I was feeling very patriotic also as an immigrant. And I guess it rubbed him the right way. And this one was pretty much focused on building roofs for the domes, or why build a roof. So anyway, apologize for my rambling. But look where we are. Oh, I'm already over 15 minutes. Let's see if this goes. Let's see if it lets me through, okay? All right. Join me for the next one, all right? Thanks.